Welcome to Volunteers in Actions. I am Kathleen Goneau, and I'm with the Marlborough Junior Women's Club. Volunteers in Action is a place that you get to learn and insights onto who your nonprofits are and how they serve your community. I am privileged to be sitting with two amazing women tonight. We have Heather Johnston and Ellie McDonald. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Kathleen. Thank you.
I really appreciate you coming in. And we have a great topic tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about how nonprofits are born. Does that sound good?
Yes. Okay.
Awesome. Well, Heather, why don't you start and just introduce yourself? What's the vision for Kids for Kids? That's your nonprofit, right?
The name of my nonprofit is Kids for Kids, and I help children that are in transition. So children that are going to be in foster care, medical facilities, or just have a need.
Mm-hmm.
I help them with hygiene and sensory toys and stuffed animals and handmade items from the community that are put together for the children that really need comfort.
Yeah. That's so cool. I love that. I loved it. The moment I met you, I was like, that's so cool. And speaking of taking care of people, Ellie, tell us a little bit about your organization.
Yeah, thank you. My name's Ellie McDonald. I run the nonprofit 10TU. We were born about 3.5 years ago. And the idea is providing care packages that support the cancer communities. People that have been recently diagnosed with cancer, maybe they're caregivers, maybe people that are having a relapse and are going through treatment again. The idea is that self-care is hard for anyone, especially when you're going through something tough. And maybe when you're going through something tough is when you need self-care the most. And so we're trying to connect self-care providers and self-care goodies that are made with local, high-quality ingredients and connect them with the cancer community.
Yeah, and that's what I like about both you ladies. You bring the community together to help you with your nonprofits because you're using local artists and vendors and people to support you within the community. So it's cool how you've sort of positioned yourself that way.
Yeah.
So I really want to learn. I really want to help share your stories because I was really inspired by both of your stories. So we're going to start with you, Heather, first, and methadone tissues. But tell us a little bit about where your passion started. How did Kids for Kids come about?
So in 2006, I rented an apartment to a single mom with 2 young children.
Right.
And at that time, my mother lived on the 3rd floor, so I would often go check on, see how my mother was doing. One day when I arrived there, I saw that the apartment that I rented to the single mom was open, both the front and the back door, and the 2 children were home alone. So I walked in to check on the kids. And I noticed that they didn't have any furniture. They didn't have hygiene. They had nothing in this apartment. And the mother always paid her rent on time. And it just really hit me hard to the point where it was a life-changing moment for me that sometimes people just have too much pride to ask for help.
Right.
And I was thinking, this is going on right underneath my roof.
Yeah.
So that year, I made a couple of kits, and since then, I have handed out over 25,000 kits in the community to children that are in need.
That's so awesome. And I think earlier when we were chatting, you said you started out as a charity. So
yes.
Bring us down that road of how it evolved.
So I did
building a nonprofit. It's hard, right?
Yeah. So it was just a passion that I just wanted to help children in need. And, the first year I did 3 kits. The second year I did 30, but I was completely, at that time, I was not a 501c3. I was a charity.
Right.
So I just asked local, friends and family, or I would use my own money.
Right.
And I did that for a long time, almost 11 years.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Supporting your own endeavor.
Yeah. And then in 2017, I graduated from Assumption University, and I said, this is where my passion lies, to help children in need.
Yeah.
And I with my husband Jay, filled out the forms for the 501c3, and we received it, and we just thought, hey, this is a higher power that wants us to just plug away and keep going with this. So, it's, since 2017, we've been a 501c3.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. And the fact that you grew the way you grew, it was very organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's really impressive.
Yeah. So Ellie, I'm going to give you a rest.
Yeah.
Like I have to remember it here.
That was a beautiful story.
It is a beautiful story, and it's so organic, which is why I loved it when I heard it. And it's just who you are, which is how nonprofits actually do get developed.
Yeah.
So Ellie, Miss Courageous, amazing person. Do you want to share a little bit of your story?
Sure.
To you means to you.
Yeah, absolutely. 10to really tries to help the cancer community, and it all started with my own personal cancer journey. About 5 years ago now, 2019, I was diagnosed with breast cancer totally out of nowhere. And I'm lucky that I caught it early enough that it hadn't progressed past stage 3. It was really scary. And crazy.
How old were you when that?
24. So, whoa. Definitely was just trying to make rent each month.
Go to school.
Figure out what do I want to do? Do I want to get my master's? Do I want to get an EMT certification? All of a sudden I was on the opposite end of the spectrum, as a patient. And they just didn't know why I had developed this cancer because there was no family history. They couldn't quite pinpoint why. And so they just we're going to give you chemo, radiation, and surgery. We're going to give you all 3. So it wasn't easy. And even though I went to a really great hospital system, it's really highly regarded throughout the country, there's still gaps in what healthcare providers bring to the table. And I think an emphasis on empowerment, saying you do have the ability to be a member of your care team and to take care of yourself. It's really special and is overlooked. And so that's kind of where I got the idea for 10to. And I was finishing up treatment, and actually it was the beginning of COVID, so I wasn't working. And so I kind of had a few, 40 extra hours a week that I spent towards filling out those forms for the IRS and for the state. And so we've been a 501c3 since 2019.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yours was 2017.
Yes.
Exciting. 11 years before that.
Yes. Exactly.
So in 10to, your realization when you were going through treatment yourself, that there were some things that were not being satisfied in your treatment. What were some of those things that caused you to go down this road?
One thing is that cancer patients or members of the cancer community kind of get lost in just doing what they're told and following along, even if they don't always 100% know what's going on or why they're following a certain treatment. And so it's the idea of saying that the things that you do, the ingredients that you put on and in your body, they do make a difference. And those little decisions you make every day do make a difference in your overall health. And maybe the outcome of your diagnosis and treatment makes a big impact, I've found. And I witnessed a lot of people, a lot of friends I was making as I was going through treatment in the hospitals that just were going with the motions. And just saying nothing I do even really matters anyway. I'm just going to go through treatment and see how that goes. And
so I know in those packages you, because the packages are amazing. I've actually purchased them to support you, and I've given them to the caregivers of people who are helping people because they're very thoughtful things. So tell us a little bit about what's in the packages.
Everything in the care package comes from a small business, has to do with self-care. So we have honey from Cape Cod, tea from Vermont. There is eye masks, body soap, face masks. The idea is taking moments for yourself and taking care and being mindful of the ingredients does have a big impact on your health.
And you also have some services, right? There.
Yeah.
Online.
Every care package comes with access to an online portal that has different levels of engagement videos. Like there's yoga videos on there. Then there's also talks you can listen to on like gut health and holistic health, and mixing Western and Eastern medicines together. And so even if you're feeling really good, your treatment is kind of light, but you still want something to do, or if maybe you're in treatment and you're feeling really low, there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty
both
cool.
of your both of your nonprofits came out of personal experiences that you had,
Mm-hmm.
and then you kind of ran with them because you had passion for it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How or what are some of the challenges that you face today? And we'll start with Heather first.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges you're facing today that?
Well, I mean, this is a good thing that, Kids for Kids gets a lot of donations, and not so much as the monetary, but the actual product to put into the kits.
Yeah. What
So-
kinds of things are in the kit?
So sensory toys, hygiene products. It's newborn baby up to 18, but also I've given to older depending on different circumstances. So like anything that's given to me, I'll apply it to that age.
You'll find a purpose.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, but I also want, something made with love put in every kit. So,
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So what is made with love? What are some things?
so I've had things. So I try to put a knitted scarf in every kit that we have. Last winter season, I handed out 700 scarves. So, and then people knit like little worry worms that kids can put in their hands when they're going through a tough situation.
Yeah.
They'll, just something, that bracelets that a teenage girl might make for another teenage girl.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So what are the challenges is you currently that you face?
So I was working out of 8 storage units.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So during the height of the pandemic, I moved to another location that was, better for what I was doing. I had a lot of restrictions where I couldn't get in to the storage units. So now my new location I'm growing out of. So I'm looking for warehouse or office space that Kids for Kids could move into, because, I help thousands of kids every year. Since I started doing this, it's probably over 25,000 children that have received kits, here in the area.
And I've been in your space. It's like there's stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you have space and you'd like to help Kids for Kids,
Yes.
Heather would love to talk to you.
Yes, I
Just
would.
reach out. How about your challenge? Ellie, what's the greatest challenge you're facing right now? You're a nonprofit.
It's a great question.
Thanks.
Probably my biggest challenge today is going through the growing pains. Maybe you remember being in year like 3 or 4 or 5, and I want to quit my full-time job and do this instead full-time. I think I need some help getting there. So
Yeah, because it is a nonprofit,
Yes,
right? It's
yes.
really hard to get to a place when you're in a nonprofit where you're working.
Yes.
I
Because
get
I've been
compensated.
doing this and no one's takes salary.
Right,
Every donation goes back to the child or for the overhead.
right.
So I always tell everyone, if you want to see where your money is going, come hang out with me. Come to one of my events.
Yeah.
You can actually see whatever you purchase go into a kit.
Right.
And, that's part of, what I love about Kids for Kids is not only I'm helping children, but we're including the community. So many people want to give back. They write a check to a good cause, but they don't see where it goes.
Yeah, it's that service project.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know, Ellie, you've done some fundraisers that required participation, online auctions.
exactly, online auctions, has been a big one for us. Yeah.
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 So raising money is always hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
But there's also the physical piece of pulling together things.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And that was really important to me because when I first saw these two young kids in this environment, you know, I was like, how do I help?
Right.
You know, and that's how Kids for Kids was created. That moment in time in my life, I was like, this has to change.
Yeah. So it's a timing issue too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like something was happening in your life.
Yes.
The universe said, hey, this
Yeah.
is something for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Ignore this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And where you take it from here is and with what I think is great is nonprofits support other nonprofits.
Oh, yes. Yes. We
You know.
hold each other's hands and we hug each other through all of it because
Because I met you both. Well, I've met you in other things, but Trunk or Treat with the Marlborough Junior Women's Club. We,
Yes.
you're always there supporting us.
Yeah.
We do our best to support you in your endeavors. So it's nonprofits are great to support each other, and yet you still need to have those other things to grow.
I think if we're talking about like personal health, you have to include the health of the community you live in too.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, and
So,
we can't ignore the fact this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
right.
So it's a huge month to really put the public awareness out about the things that we care about.
Totally. Yeah.
Take care of each other.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things or events or things that you have coming up that we should share?
Oh, okay. So on November 19th at the Apex Center at 5 p.m., I will be having a kit building event. Kids for Kids will be having an actual kit building event where we will be building 400 kits for Marlborough Hospital emergency room for the community coverage, like all the teens here in Marlborough that, need assistance or help that are left out. We focus on the teens because the teens often get left out around the holiday times.
That's true.
And so I would love to have you come and, see what we're all about.
This is if I remember right, this is part that the Marlborough Chamber helps you organize.
Yes,
this, right?
right. Yes.
So it's a huge networking event. If
Yes.
anybody in the community wants to participate, it's really fun.
Yeah. So it's an hour of networking. So I do partner with the Chamber of Commerce and it's a full hour of networking beforehand.
Right.
Which you'll have like snacks and food.
Yeah.
Everyone just has such a great time. And then we all go in and we build the kits and then we
It's like an assembly line.
Yeah.
It's really fun. And you talk to the person in front of you and the person behind you.
And we get a lot of support from the community. And, I just want to thank Apex because Apex has given us the space every year. And, they've been very generous with helping out with putting
Because you
some
can do
products.
that where you're at, where you are.
No. That's why I want a warehouse.
Yeah, you can.
But we're also local businesses like Chick-fil-A. We're able to put gift cards in from, all the local businesses that will, Dairy Queen. I should have brought the list in with me. I just love you all. And,
Kind of like the awards.
so the teen bags actually sometimes have up to $50 in gift cards in them just to start. They're very special. And then, we go with every kit has a stuffed animal. I don't care what age
Where you
are. Yeah. Everyone needs something to hold, to hug. And, so, that's,
How do you put your stuff together? Is it still you?
It's me doing it. So
I have a little board of directors.
I have an amazing board of directors, and I'm so grateful for their support with putting these care packages together. An upcoming series and events that we have is an online yoga series. So you can check out our website for that. 100% of the proceeds for these donation-based yoga classes goes towards sending care packages out to the kids in the community.
Yeah, because you don't charge for it. Like if someone wants to donate, I would make a donation and then a package could go out to somebody just blindly, right?
Exactly.
You don't have to know somebody to ask.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
We have a wait list of people by the care
Awesome.
packages.
Wow. How do you know where to bring your product? How do you know who needs your services?
So that's a good question. We do the events and we'll contact different places like,
The hospital.
the hospital.
Yeah.
Through, it's just been a very stressful situation coming through the pandemic that there's a lot of stressed out children.
Yeah, anxiety is
Yeah.
really high.
Hi, yeah. So, and then the Department of Children and Family, they'll contact me and say, hey, I'm looking for this age group or I'm looking for this. And, I'm also alumni at Girls Inc. in Worcester. So I've been doing their Christmas party for 18 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we do a lot here in Marlborough to help with the children here in Marlborough.
How about you? How do you know who needs your?
Through our website, there is a form that you can fill out if you'd like to send a care package to someone you know, or if you want a care package to be sent to yourself. And we also have an option to send a care package right away to someone you know with a handwritten card by me that includes your name as part of the person sending the care package.
And you have a men's one too, right? Did you?
Yes, a lot of the men's care package. We're really just trying to bridge the gap between what you need, or really just trying to bridge the gap between like the patient and the self-care items and make it as accessible for anyone.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome. Is there anything else I can help you promote at this moment in time in your world? We're in the fourth quarter, right? We're nearing the end of the year. Is there anything else you need?
Well, I'm going to say a plug for you. I will. Yeah. Trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat.
Yes.
You do need trunks for trunk or treat. So, and there'll be information on the side for that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's such a fun event that we've been doing for a few years.
It is a fun event.
Yeah. Ellie's been there too.
And during this time of year, like Woosocks Foundation will reach out to me. They do a caravan event because they get requests from shelters in Worcester. So I will make the kits and Woosocks will come and pick them up from me.
Nice.
And then they deliver them to the children in the shelters in Worcester too also. So that's going to be going on before the end of the year. So
cool.
That's going to wrap up my Kits for Kids.
Yeah. I imagine you guys are working on 2025 events now.
2025. Yes. The date is to be determined, but January 2025, we're going to have an in-person fundraiser thank you event for all of our partners so far.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. It will be fun because it's going to also be on my 30th birthday party.
Oh,
for my 30th birthday. So
great.
Lots to celebrate. It'll be a really fun night.
That's great. You can count me in on that.
Whole town's invited.
Okay. You just told everybody. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I am going to give a short plug for the Marlborough Junior Women's Club. We are celebrating 60 years in the community. And we do have an event coming up on October 19th. Let me see if I get this right. October 18th from 7 to 10 at Marlborough Country Club. There's still tickets available for that. And of course, if you're interested in Trunk or Treat, there'll be information shared as well. Again, thank you, ladies, for joining me. This was so much fun, and I love your stories. You're both so courageous. I'm Kathleen Goneau, and I'm signing off from Volunteers in Actions. I had to look it up, but we so enjoy you watching. Just join us in the community. We'd love to have you.